Where is Starry Hilder? She's not at home on the homestead today. No more back to Eden, gardening and composting and chickens. I'm taking a break. And when I take a break, I usually either go paddling, running, or mountain biking. And I kind of messed up my ankle the other day when the dog got into a skunk and I had to wash him and I slid down the creek and it was horrible. It's a really long story, but anyway, I'm going to be mountain biking today, and I decided I would take you guys along. So before I start going on the little mountain bike excursion down this trail, I wanted to share with you guys real quickly, because a lot of people come to our channel and I think they like us because we are kind of middle of the road. We are homesteaders who have some survival skills. We hunt, we forage, we do the gardening, and we also have a little bit of the prepping thing going on too. This is the thing I really want to point out as I go along, and this is going to be like a bike and talk thing, because you know I like to talk, but I also want to provide some information instead of just you know, Starry Hilder is going on a mountain bike ride. We know there are extreme camps on every end. Preppers can become extremists and homesteaders can become extremists too. So you saw the terrain that I'm out in. I mean, this really is some wilderness. We've got, there's nothing out here. We've got signs that say there's grizzly bears and there's black bears. That's what is out here. And so I wanted, and I'm going to do this in a very respectful way. Those people who talk about the SHTF and you know, they talk about the marauders coming out here to the mountains, and aren't you scared that they are going to find you and they're gonna pillage your home? And okay, this is the reality. That's why there's two extremes here. That extreme is really extreme. No one's coming out here to the mountains. You saw I'm in pretty good shape, people. I mountain bike, I trail run. My husband's in good shape too. And trust me, this terrain is straight up. People aren't going to leave the city. And first of all, they're going to run out of gas before they even get up here. And then if they do make it up here, they're not going to make it past our road because, you know, the local people are going to stop them. And besides that, even if they were trying to make it up the road, how are they going to find me? How are they going to find anybody out here? They're just going to go to random houses to see. And they could do that. They could go to random houses, and guess what's going to happen? They're going to get shot. So reality, this is for all those people who really think the marauders are coming to the mountain where Starry Hilder is living. Okay? And I know you people who subscribe to my channel, you get that. But I wanted to talk about that because here I am in the middle of nowhere with the grizzlies and the bears, and I'm sure I'm going to have some people who are going to say, aren't you scared you're going to be attacked? I'm not scared I'm going to be attacked. If you go to Yellowstone where there's people and the bears are in close quarters with people and food, and they're not living in a natural environment like they're supposed to, like out here where they're foraging and they don't see a lot of people. Yeah, Yellowstone, you're going to get killed. You're going to get attacked by a grizzly bear because people and grizzly bears and food, they do not mix. We're not worried about grizzly bears, not worried about black bears. They're not used to being in close contact with food and people, so they act natural in their habitat. And when you run up on them or even sneak up on them, they get startled, you get startled, and they run the other way. That's the instinct of bears. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that right now before we get heading down. And I know some people may be a little irritated with me, but I want to show you guys this is reality of living where I live. This is no hype. This is real stuff. Okay, this is no frills, real stuff out here, people. And I want to provide that information to you guys so I can dispel some of these myths. I think the best advice I could give, and this is really practical stuff. Obviously, get some homesteading skills, get some other type of skills to sustain you. But you know, if you're in the city and you just have to be a prepper. There's just no other way around it for your situation. And if you really think you're going to leave the city and bug out, this is the kind of stuff that you want to be doing. You got to get your body in shape, and I think that's a real big thing that many preppers overlook. I mean, I've been to a lot of prepper channels. They offer good advice. But I'm sorry, and this is the nurse. This is the nurse now. This is the nurse in me. Those preppers who are very serious about bugging out and prepping and doing all that, don't miss the big one. Your health, your health, your health. get outside. You know, you don't have to be extreme like me on the mountain bike and trail running and everything, but if you truly believe in the SHTF, why would you not prepare your body to be in the best shape that it can be? And you know what? You can be overweight and be healthy. You really can. I tell it to my patients all the time. You can make better food choices. You can get out there and you can exercise even at a heavy weight, but you got to do something. You have to do something, especially if you're serious about all of this prepping, because all the prepping, your pantry can be full, you can have all the medical supplies, but if your body is unhealthy, those supplies aren't going to save you. They're not going to save you. And trust me, I've taken care of a lot of sick people who have not taken care of themselves. So I say this with love and compassion to those who are prepping, and homesteaders too, who have let their health go beyond, along the wayside. Wake up and start preparing your body. Start doing some healthy things for it. That's the best preparation. Okay, so before I head back down, that was quite the grind coming up. I just wanted to give the last bit of practical advice. And people, I am doing this because I love my fellow man, and I do want to give some practical advice. And I'm not trying to pick on like preppers, because I think prepping is a very important thing if you are really serious about the SHTF. And I believe we are living in end times, and we need to be prepared. We need to have full pantries. We need to have medical supplies. We need to have things like that. But on that far end of the spectrum where you're buying the knives and you're buying the antibiotics and you're buying the masks and all of that, and you're packing it in your bug out bag and you're waiting to run to the wilderness, you see what we're dealing with here. This is the wilderness. This is extreme. This is the life that I live. I'm trying to give you good advice, people. You're not going to survive out here. You're not going to survive out here if you've never been in the wilderness. And a camping trip is not going to cut it, and the right knife is not going to cut it, and neither is the right bug out bag. And again, your health, if you're not in shape and the SHTF does hit the fan, just climbing up our driveway, you're not going to make it. I'll give anybody $100 if they can run up our driveway in less than 10 minutes. It ain't going to happen. So you want some practical advice? This is the practical advice, people. Get your skills, get your pantries filled, get your equipment, get your tools, buy in bulk, get the knife, but make your home the fortress. Your home is the fortress, and have a bug out bag in case something does happen and you have to leave your home, but don't expect you're going to be running out to the wilderness and building forts and stuff like that. I just think, my personal opinion, I think that really is way to the extreme. I like to stay down the happy middle, and I stay down the happy middle because I live this life. So get prepared. And obviously, the very last bit of advice is be spiritually prepared. God tells us to prepare. There's many scriptures about being prepared. There's many scriptures about gathering food. There's scriptures about hunting. There's scriptures about all of that. God blesses us when it comes to laboring and doing all of that. So if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, remember He died for your sins, and at any time you can come to Him. That's just my little sermon for today. I got to make it quick and sweet. But in the meantime, this is reality, people. I'm out here right now, and if you're gonna be bugging out, I don't know if you're gonna make it. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're gonna make it. Okay, let's head down this mountain and get back to my car. It's gonna be a long grind down, but I'm loving it. Thanks for coming along, people.